did fall on this event in day one. In fact, she had a rough competition in the qualification, so the good news for her, she's very competitive. I would expect to see her on a mission today.
She did win the European Championships this year.
She really popped up quick on that landing. I think she knew it wasn't completely the best landing she could have done. Almost looked like she didn't quite complete the twist. Same vault we saw from Kyla Ross. Yurchenko double full. Landing right there, you could see on the white line and try to bump right out of it. Maybe the judges won't catch it.
You can see a little sloppy form in the last part of this double twister. Keep in mind, it was a couple of years ago where she blew out her ACL doing a 2.5 twister. So she has never quite regained that same level of explosiveness on vault since that injury, and there's been a lot of turmoil in the Russian program this year. Several of the top gymnasts from Russia are not here due to injuries and illness. In fact, even her Olympic teammate Komova is not here because she's in the hospital with meningitis. So there's been a lot of unfortunate circumstances surrounding the Russian team here. Actually, kind of well known as being, let's say, a little bit difficult in the gym. We haven't seen a lot of smiles from this young lady here, and yet, hopefully, we're in for a highlight here because her bars are just a work of mastery.
Now she's the reigning European champion in the uneven bars, and away she goes.
She's got the difficulty, but what makes her stand out is her form. Watch this right here. Very difficult. Full twisting release up to the high bar, but connects directly back, and it doesn't end there. Back up to the high bar.
There's a smooth rhythm, even though she's doing a very difficult routine. Somehow it's elegant, isn't it?
Beautiful. Nice swing. And another cover there on the landing. Difficult 1.5. It's a blind landing, so just spot the ground as she's landing forward. She stepped right out to her salute. She knows how important every 10th is, and she's almost trying to hide the fact that she's not perfect on these landings today.
And she brings it in the finals. That move, the bar dismount, is named after her now, that double back with a 1.5 twist.
Lots of height above the bar on that Jaeger. You talk about the rhythm of her routine. She has very nice swing. It's very difficult to teach an athlete, but it is very noticeable. Right here, this dismount, you can see step forward, right to the salute.
International competition.
And now the Russian former world champion, Alia Mustafina, on the beam, which is her weakest event.
Oh, but it can be a great event for her. She's so elegant, but she's relying on the judges here, I have to say. She's going to do some difficulty in this routine, but a lot of her difficulty comes from connection bonuses. Watch this here.
Like that.
She made it. The judges will be looking to see if there's fluid motion between the elements in order to give her connection bonus, and she's relying on the judgment of the judges. Look at this combination here. 3 elements in a row, but they were not connected. Oh, good save. Wow.
We saw Simone do some very big elements. Those individual elements worth a lot of points. If you can hit them, you know you're getting those start value points. Here, this is very subjective because the arm placements have to be very detailed. A fluid motion. Her start value in day one was a 6.0, and she earned a 14.133.
She did qualify for the finals.
Dismounting, double tuck with a step.
Be interesting to see which of the connections the judges gave her, because that will reflect her difficulty score. There's a lot that goes into that because she has to decide how aggressively she's going to try to connect moves, and then the judges have to decide whether they're going to give it to her or not. So tons of subjectivity in determining her actual degree of difficulty, isn't there?
Very solid on that opening connection. can see right here, that front aerial, those arms have to circle back right to the back handspring.
And that was adequately connected.
I would have given that connection for sure.
She was hoping to connect the third move in that sequence, the double turn, but she clearly stopped in between and missed that connection.
And dismounted with a simple double tuck compared to the full in we saw from Simone Biles. But most importantly, she stayed on the event. It was a very clean, elegant routine to watch. It's really going to be and affect her start value score, the difficulty element of this.
As the Russian Alia Mustafina, a 20-year-old, takes to the floor.
Well, she has been right in the mix, and like I mentioned at the top of this competition, I had a feeling she was going to come out on a mission. However, she struggled in this event on day one, and like we always talk about, is that thought in the back of her mind. She looks fierce.
She fell on this mount. Arabian double front, nicely done.
Wow. Big combination, the two whips into it, and of course connecting out of it. Big bonus.
Beautiful. 2.5 to front full.
See a much different performance here than we saw from Shushan.
This is where the ballet training and that foundation of exquisite technique really shows on the gymnast from Russia in particular.
Triple full there, a little bit of form. Saw that same position on her fault.
Ooh, didn't quite make it that turn all the way around. She's looking for full difficulty, but you have to complete all the twists.
So they downgrade that to the next level, which will be the 3.5 or the triple value.
Now take a look at this. She's going to pose here, do some choreography. She's not standing in the corner because the judges allow you only to stand in the corner with both feet together once during the routine. And so every gymnast is figuring out a way to finesse around that rule, and she does it very elegantly.
Well, again, really stressing the importance of artistry. You know, so many of the athletes are standing in the corner waiting, and then doing these big tumbling passes, which is amazing. However, judges want more artistry, and we saw that from her. She should be so proud of that routine, and we finally see a smile.
Finally, such a relief to see that she's pleased. She had a terrific meet today, considering all the challenges that are going on back home and the fact that she lost her coach, who recently left and went to Brazil. This was a great meet for Mustafina.
Well, this is where she struggled day one. No problem day two. Talk about some of those obstacles. And to not have a perfect day in the qualification round and then come out and have such a strong performance says a lot about her pursuit for excellence and her pursuit to be on the podium at this